This felt like the most expected outcome of all the conference championship games we had. Like this was like a walkthrough for Michigan, 26-0. What are your takeaways from this win?
Well, Michigan did what they had to do, dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, run the ball, which they did rather well. They also made sure they protected the football. They didn't turn it over. They created turnovers. They made life miserable for Iowa's offense that was struggling throughout the game, but they also turned over the ball at crucial parts, which aided their offense into getting into the end zone. So I thought Michigan played a clean game on offense, defense, had a big play on special teams. So all three facets, Michigan made sure they didn't have a slip up. They didn't create chaos. They did what they were supposed to do, went out there, dominated in all three aspects, and found themselves punching a ticket to the postseason.
The biggest play that Iowa made in this game was my guy Cohen Intringer chasing down Samaj Morgan on the punt return.
He didn't give up.
He didn't give up. 87-yard punt return knocked him out of bounds instead of giving up the touchdown. I mean, DK Metcalf ran him down.
And you know,
that was the biggest play.
That was the biggest play.
So shouts to number 4 from Iowa.
In the first quarter. That's tough when that's your biggest play.
Here it is. Watch him. Watch number 4 right here.
That's hustle.
Cohen Intringer.
That's what coaches teach you.
Look at this. He's not even in the picture yet. And tracks him down.
Good athleticism.
That was their best play.
That's a shame because that came in the first quarter. They got nothing from their offense. They got valiant defensive effort because it was a 10-0 game at one point for a long time. But their offense just kept putting them in behind the 8 ball. They just kept fumbling the ball away, gave up 2 turnovers that led to Michigan points. And you saw Michigan not only cover the spread, but also got the over on the halftime total as well. So Michigan, to me, is the number 1 or number 2 team in the country based off what we've seen today. And they look very solid going into the postseason. They can win with defense. They can win with their ball control offense. And we've seen today they can win with special teams as well.
So they're going to move up in the rankings and be 1.
Correct.
No question about it.
Not a question about it.
Above Washington.
Above Washington.
Okay.
I feel like Michigan, if we're looking at it from a stylistic perspective, Michigan has been dominant all throughout the season. Teams have found it tough to score on
Washington
Michigan.
won a lot of close games.
A lot of one-score games. You know, so Michigan has been dominant. They look like a number 1 team, in my opinion.
I will say Washington was 5-0 against top 25 teams. Just going to throw that out there. But
2 of them was Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's one of the top teams in the country. Okay, they came into this weekend.
Can't play Oregon every week.
Five in the country. By the way, I just want to shouts to the bar in Iowa. The game's over. They were offering free beer from kickoff until Iowa scores.
That's insane. Have they watched Iowa all season long?
So, I mean, they brought a lot of business in because it's a driving range as well. Simulator, like you can go hit golf balls, have a little, adult beverages, hang out, have a good time. They're drinking for free.
Somebody check that was
at that was at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Here we are post game at nearly midnight Eastern. That's basically 4 hours of free beer.
I hope Uber is probably booming right now at that bar.
I sure hope so, because I guess the next time Iowa scores will be in their bowl game.
Or in 2024. And
shouts to Bud Elliott, who had the under 6.5 team total. Chip Patterson, under 6.5 team total of Iowa. To me, this is like, we talk about the 12-team playoff and how like these games aren't going to matter.
Iowa would have been out.
Thankfully, they're going to get rid of the East and West in the Big Ten because now they're going to have so many teams. But Iowa playing for the Big Ten title game, we can do better than that.
Yeah, we can. And
like,
Iowa coming in ranked 16th, they would be out of the 12-team playoffs, so we wouldn't have to see a matchup like this. I just feel bad for the Iowa defense. Iowa has played championship-level defense all season long. They play championship-level special teams. I just find it fascinating that the offense just couldn't find any explosive plays, any consistency coming from quarterback. We've seen Iowa play really well in their own way before, but this season has just been brutal to watch from an offensive perspective. I know it's the running joke, but Iowa just wasted a great defense in special teams this season without having any type of firepower on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, their OC, Brian Ferentz, the son of Kirk Ferentz, he's out after this season, so he's not coming back. And they're going to have to take a long look at what their team is going to be going forward in a new and huge Big Ten. 18 teams in the Big Ten. You're adding USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon. And you got to wonder, how are you going to compete with the top of that league?
Extra large 10 next season.
Yeah.
coast to coast.
Well, Michigan is into the college football playoff. Is Florida State into the college football playoff? We're going to find out. Michigan wins the Big Ten championship game for the third year in a row, for the first time in school history, as they three-peat as Big Ten champions.